Hello and welcome to TeamNO Gaming. I'm your host, Jecht, back again with Dark Souls. This is a special episode in that it will be a post-commentary. I say that because, well, I didn't know how many attempts it was going to take for Kalameet, so I decided to watch the video and commentate. So I decided against using the Abyss Greatsword and went with my Black Knight sword, since it actually hits harder at a much lower level. So went ahead and upped it and decided to take on Kalameet. And honestly, I think it actually was probably the best idea I had for this, because quite honestly, it was the biggest help with dealing with this. So, yeah. In our first attempt against Kalameet, I figured out real fast that the Cleansing Great Shield was definitely a big help for this fight. Because, I mean, seriously, he just, his fire did jack diddly against the shield, and I usually had enough stamina to, out stamina his attacks. That attack scares me. I don't know what it does exactly, but he didn't do it often, but made sure to stay clear of it. He's definitely a lot faster than you think he would be. Swipe, swipe. Yeah. This was actually a boss that made me think of Monster Hunter. That back kick sucked ass, because I didn't expect that at first. But yes, this boss battle actually reminded me a lot of, when I had to deal with Monster Hunter. Yeah, definitely tried to go more miracle on this particular attempt. It was not a terrible idea, but I don't have really enough to, justify it. But yeah, swipe, and that's actually probably his most vulnerable time to attack, because, I mean, you got such a safe space, and there's the creepy red glow grab again. Excuse me. And, yeah, swipe. See, looking back as I fought him, he was actually not that hard of a boss to deal with. But then again, my criteria has now been set by the Fume Knight, so Kalameet isn't really all that hard. Definitely got a little overzealous with the miracles, because it's like, oh, range, that'll help. Not really. It's kind of the strategy of, well, not so much the strategy of the Four Kings, but definitely the having to, hit hard when I can and just backing away otherwise. But the Cleansing Great Shield makes this fight almost laughable. Though, granted, I probably had an easier time using the Black Knight sword than I would my spear, just on the grounds that it hit harder. That attack seems to have insane range on it. That's one thing I've definitely noticed about it, because I would be far away and it would still somehow manage to hit me. So I thought that was kind of impressive, to be honest. Yeah. Not a whole lot to say on this fight other than, what you see is what you got. And Kalameet's actually a really good fight. He is definitely relentless, and I think this is where I get butt fucked the first time. No, not quite yet. Because I will admit there are 3 attempts. Though my second one's a little bit more pitiful. And see, that attack leaves for a great opening. Yeah, having to go to the regular lightning spears. Yeah, because I mean, if you're using range, that's actually a good attack to do it. Not that one though, because I mean, look how far across the map I am, and he's still hitting me. That's why being at range is really not good, because he can keep chaining that attack. Yeah, I think that swipe is the one that I was probably most fearful of. Then that one, because it just chewed right through my stamina. I do remember reading somewhere that, you know, you should stay close but not under. See, even that attack's easy to dodge as long as you're, you know, backing up and have your shield up. Though that would make for an interesting run of, you know, a no shield Dark Souls run. But, you know, someone's done this without taking any damage, so it's not far-fetched. I still need to check that out, just on the grounds that, how do you deal with Seath? Because unless there's like some kind of glitch that you can, you know, bypass that part, I genuinely do not know. It's like and that also brings up the question of the swamp at the bottom of Blight Town. So unless you have like super poison resist, which, not saying it's not possible, I'm just saying it's kind of interesting to think about. Yes, swipe and swipe. Another good opening for an attack. I genuinely wonder how people have so much trouble with this boss, because I think this is I only took like 5 or 6 attempts to beat him. And after spending about a week trying to kill the Fume Knight, this seems, you know, more trial and error than trouble. Yeah, that when he dashes and flies, that's where it's, you know, the most potentially lethal. Man, I really burned through my Estus in this fight, but I think I was mostly afraid of, I don't want to die. Yep, that's his little running charge is what got me the first time, and we're moving on to the second attempt. And we're back with attempt number 2, and it seems to have frozen. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm watching this in my editing software, so I was like, what's going on? But it goes back to the breath. Yeah, this one I think I tried to be more aggressive with just going melee, because I mean, still doing, you know, over 100 damage per hit versus where the regular lightning spear was only doing 100. That noise he makes is a little unsettling. Yeah, I started to pick up on that. See, it's like, you know, we're barely into this fight, and, you know, we've already done almost a quarter of his health. So that's why I realized, hey, I should probably just, you know, go for the jugular. So, you know, sometimes I find it best to try and tank. Oh yeah, I thought I was like, oh yeah, I'll try and cut his tail to get, I think it was like the Obsidian Greatsword or whatever. But ultimately I didn't get it. But, yeah, it was like this, I had a much easier time with this attempt. Yeah, I think this is where I got my blood. No, I didn't get my blood stain yet. I think I was more worried of, hey, I can, you know, hit him, and missed horribly. Yeah, the lock-on doesn't really help there. Yeah, I think that was my mistake in that that particular run. Sounds like I got a sleeping puppy. But yeah, I mean, Kalameet, decent challenge, but not the hardest boss I've fought in this game. If I had to choose the hardest boss for me, I would probably say, like, Artorias was a pretty good challenge, but that was just because of his speed. Manus was pretty difficult, and there's the bullshit again. So, attempt 3 inbound. Yeah. And it's noon in Oklahoma. If you don't know what that means it's a tornado siren. People get freaked out when they come here and don't realize, because it's like, yeah, we test our tornado sirens quite frequently here. You know, literally weekly. Yes, because I'm editing this on a Saturday. So I can go ahead and get it knocked out, because I'm about to have a very busy month. Yes, I'm recording these ahead of time, but it's one of those. I work full time in a warehouse, and we're doing inventory, and when you have a few $1 million worth of equipment, it gets to be a bit crazy. But back to the game. This attempt, I think, will actually take probably the longest, because I actually kill him in this one, surprisingly enough. Well, not surprisingly enough. Like I said, Kalameet isn't that hard of a challenge, because the Cleansing Great Shield is probably the most... That's the only reason I did so well. Then I took a hot minute to upgrade the Black Knight sword up to max. Though I didn't come in here with the Abyss Greatsword like I had originally planned, but it's like Black Knight sword hits harder at a lower level. Let's max this out and, you know, get it done with. But I did get up to the point where I can use the Abyss Greatsword now, so I think I might use that for the final boss. Though I do actually remember I forgot a boss, and that's only because he's purely optional, and finding him is a little bit of a chore in and of itself. It's the leader of the coming of the Dark Moon Blades. Blades of the Dark Moon, I think it's called. It's Dark Sun Gwendolyn, which I'm actually going to fight in the next episode, and I am actually all prepped to be there. I have actually found him, got everything I need, and now I'm just waiting to go inside the whatchamacallit, in the boss gate. So look forward to that, and after that we will actually be taking on Gwen. But I've already decided what I'm gonna have be the finale for this playthrough, since, you know, I've been all talk about, you know, Praise the Sun and Herald of the Sun, and, you know, Solaire being the Sun Bro and all that good jazz. We're gonna end with getting the Sunlight Spear, which, if you're not aware, is offering the soul of Gwen to be where you would offer the sunlight metals, and you get the, you know, the miracle sunlight spear. I don't think I'd be able to use it yet, but, you know, we would have it in our inventory. So, you know, if I was to play through New Game Plus, we could technically use it. But we'll be able to blaze through the Asylum Demon and the Taurus Demon. Though the only real threat I see is actually the Hellkite. But, you know, we'll unlock that shortcut and make it to it. I actually wonder if the cleansing great shield would actually be of any help against them. That tail slam was an absolute bitch. But yeah, this is basically an episode of me pratter. You know, just going on as the battle goes forth, because as you see, I can't really shoutcast on this. I'm a shitty shoutcaster. But, you know, I will talk to you about the game and all its good jazz. The item you get from this boss is really weird, and I do not know that what the idea behind it, other than, you know, I want to prove I'm really tough at this game. But as you can see, we're only a couple hits away from beating said boss, and this was his downfall, because that is Kalameet defeated. I honestly thought he was going to be harder, but yeah, the Calamity Ring, as you'll see, because I'm going to bring it up, you take double damage while using it, so it's like, why? It makes no sense. But, oh yeah, the reason I'm in the Path of Dragons is because I hadn't actually joined that covenant yet, so I wanted to get that achievement, because I really don't see myself playing this game much more after being it, unless, you know, people want to do like PvP or do some kind of like little co-op thing, which, you know, I'm always down for playing with people, as you can probably see from the massive amount of sunlight medals. But yeah, oh yeah, yeah, seeing that actually reminded me to go back to talk to Hawkeye Go. Either way, the, you know, the big archery dude that took down Kalameet, he was a fun. I like him as an NPC. He's a good friend, at least in my character's mind. So yeah, we're heading up to go talk to him. So I will actually crank up the volume there so we can hear him well, and switching back to my normal weapons. That DragonSlayer spear has really served me well in this playthrough. Granted, I didn't get it until about halfway through, but it's definitely been a great help through all the big boss areas. And here's Hawkeye.
Thou hast defeated Kalameet. Wondrously played. Lord Gwyn's blessing upon thee. That beast will never take to the skies again.
Oh, that's why I can't freaking hear it. I have the wrong headphone in.
I shall.
Yeah, because I've been.
I know not of a human could. I need outwit.
Listening to this, and
the dark of the
and now it's
abyss
frozen on me. Great.
swallowed. It seems that this but seduced by a dark sub, they awoke.
But yeah, it just,
that one's demise.
you know, it was good to see
Farewell,
take down Kalameet and see him enjoy and get his bow. So yeah, I think that'll pretty much do it for this episode. So like, favorite, and subscribe if you're enjoying the series. Check out our Facebook page, follow me on Twitter, and I will see you next time. Peace!